And I'm back, baby. So the miser's back and acting better than ever. The farmers and soy milk drinking guppies in the ground like the greasy little piglets they are. In my next victim, the miser doesn't have victims though, because that's what an evil little swine bag would have. But the next peasant to get absolute farming in the ground is Cuckbag Lemon, the worst reporter of all time. I saw this video. I thought it would be funny because he always gets destroyed by everyone. He can get destroyed by someone in a coma or a molar out on the side of the road or a dandelion. So I just thought it would be funny to watch and see what stupid things he has to say.
There was no evidence to support the president's claim that President Barack Obama offered wiretapping of Trump Tower.
Presenting Sounds of the Lemon. All of your favorite hits from 5-time winner, Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon. Hits such as Black People Pull Up Your Pants.
It's so annoying because in the Rings of Garbo Power, God, that is the worst show of all time. They have a guy who looks exactly like this guy, and it ruins the show even more. Even though it's the worst show of all time, then you put Don Cuckbag Lemon in a lookalike? What is wrong? Like, how could you do this?
Teeth are a weapon versus rape, and white people are out to get me. Kyle's got a gun, and the two-finger shuffle.
What kind of dance is that?
Sounds of the Lemon, the worst journalist of all
That's a dance he probably does in prison. He does the two-finger shuffle.
Surprise boy Benny, you may remember the esteemed journalist Don Lemon in his anchor chair at CNN, anchoring the prime time, asking all the tough questions like, should the royal family pay back reparations
Presidente
to
Lemon
black
would love
people
drop the
that
soap.
they didn't own, right? And then getting wrecked
Want to
like
be paid
this.
back, and members of the public are wondering, why are we suffering when you are...
I hate this question. Black reparations. It's so funny how all the people that want you to pay them reparations, they go back to in their lineage, and they're people actually own slaves. Just like this girl Sonny Hostin, so her name is Sonny Hostin or something. What kind of name is that? You might as well name your daughter LaQuisha Peasant. I don't understand. Sonny Hostin. She looked back at her lineage, and her ancestors owned slaves. So she would literally have to pay reparations herself, but she's black, so everything's okay, you know. So she'll somehow get out of it and play the victim card, anyways. So that kind of destroys her entire argument. I hate the fact that these people think that we're like holding them back, and we have nothing to do with slavery. Yet we should pay reparations to these disgustingly privileged scum who have never had to do anything. Look at this. There's no life in this guy's eyes.
You know, you have all of this vast wealth. Those are legitimate concerns.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I think you're right about reparations.
Why is it a legitimate concern for the Queen of England to have legitimate wealth? Like, just because you lived on the street and you got carried by CNN who propagates fake news on everybody, doesn't mean the Queen of England can't have wealth. So the Queen of England, she's the most respectable woman in the entire... The Queen of England was literally the most respectable, the only respectable woman in the entire world.
In terms of if people want it, though, what they need to do is you always need to go back to the beginning of a supply chain.
Yeah, go to Africa.
Where was the beginning of the supply chain? That was in Africa, and when across the entire world, when slavery was taking place, which was the first nation in the world that abolished slavery? The first nation in the world to abolish
USA
slavery,
and
started by William Wilberforce, was the British. In Great Britain, they abolished slavery. 2000.
This is what it looks like when you're getting just absolutely obliterated and your brain is turning into mud right now. He should go sleep with Joe Biden in his bed. He'll have a great time there. It's so funny because when you actually get presented, the thing is, these leftists, negative IQ morons, they'll get completely destroyed, and then they'll still somehow have they'll literally just straight up lie to the person's face. Like, you'll be like, yeah, Africa started slavery. It was the whites. Like, what? It's so funny because slavery is still going on in Africa today, and these fucking morons still have nothing to say about that.
Naval men died on...
Just look at Africa. You want to go to Africa and live in a shack and eat dirt? Yeah, go there.
On the high seas trying to stop slavery. Why? Because the African kings were rounding up their own people. They had them on cages waiting in the beaches. No one was running into Africa.
We like her.
It's RNC co-chair
we love Trump.
On behalf
Trump!
of the entire Trump
USA, USA, and actual attractive women on the conservative side.
You're totally right. If reparations need to be paid, we need to go right back to the beginning of that supply chain and say who was rounding up their own
Don Lemon's
people and having
ancestors.
their handcuffing pages. Absolutely, that's where they should start. And maybe, I don't know, the descendants of those families where they died
He loves it just as much as I do.
in the high seas trying to stop the slavery, that those families should receive something too, I think.
Yeah. I think the people, the Americans who fought in the Civil War to free the blacks should get reparations. Yeah. The people who fought for the blacks should get reparations. That's who should get reparations.
It's an interesting discussion.
He has nothing to say.
All right, so it's all time.
I love it.
So, Don Lemon, that job didn't last. It lasted for like 25 years, shockingly.
Isn't that disgusting?
But it didn't end up lasting. Don Lemon got fired, okay? Don Lemon pissed off
He has
all
no
the
talent.
CNN. He got fired. He should have just fired himself the moment that the royal family experts
He's so incompetent, he
black
probably
people
would.
who should be paying reparations. Black kings in Africa should be paying reparations to the white navalmen of the British who tried to stop the slave trade.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have electricity over in Africa, so it's probably going to be hard.
So Don Lemon, from getting fired to CNN, get fired by Elon Musk. And
Look at this
we
fake
played those
smile.
videos extensively. They're wonderful. I hope you go back and watch all of them. I certainly.
Well, you got destroyed by
want
musk
to
mice,
warm
too.
My little soul. But I got to tell you, Don Lemon ain't done yet. Don Lemon, who we have 1 million more followers than on X, and we have a lot
How are you a journalist for 25 years getting pushed by the media and you only have 1.5 million
more
followers?
followers than on YouTube, is back to posting videos
Oh my god.
and getting, let's see here, 2,000 views.
He gets less views than me.
5,000 views, 4,000 views, 1,000 views on a video.
He literally gets less views than me.
5,000 views, and
I guess we're not surprised. My show's legendary.
6,000 views. Got it. Now there are some others. there's some that do well. You never know. You never know who's paying for what. Look at this, 2,000.
And he probably buys those. He probably buys those views, which he does, obviously. The thing is, if you're hardcore carried through, this is how untalented, incompetent, and completely useless these scum are. You got carried through your entire worthless life. You got pushed fake news CNN for fucking 25 years, and you only have 100K subs on YouTube. How is this even possible? Like, you have to be so unentertaining. Everyone has to know you completely lied to them in every scenario, and that you literally are a backstabbing bald baby tooth using vermin. Like,
Lawrence. 6,000 views. Anyway, Don Lemon decided he needed some more relevancy. And so
the NELK was almost at 14.3 million.
We like NELK a lot.
I thought they had way more.
I think they're
It's on
really
YouTube.
funny, and we love that they support Donald Trump. And so Don Lemon went and did a interview with the NELK boys. Now, I encourage you to go watch the whole thing. It was just posted, but this is the clip that they used to promote.
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't take this video down. I'm surprised like the YouTube didn't take this video down.
Cast, which is Don Lemon trying to make the case, the joke of why he should vote for Joe Biden. Why to vote for Joe Biden. And let's just say,
There's no reason.
didn't go the way that
You just
Don
have to be
Lemon
a
thought.
lying,
Here we go.
carnivorous rat.
So who are we voting for this year?
Who am I voting for this year?
Like who? Yeah, who we all.
Well, this is something that I could not do when I worked at CNN. Who am I going to vote for?
He
Joe
looks
Biden.
so frail.
Why?
Because I think he's doing because he's doing a good job for the country. I think that I love what he's done for prescription drugs for people. I love that he is improving the economy.
Prescription drugs. He made it so prescription drugs, you can't see the price of your drugs. That if I don't have health insurance, I'm gonna have to pay like $500 because there's no competition between the drug companies. They need to break up these monopolies, make it so there's competition between the drug companies. He's done a terrible job. He's done a horrible job. The worst treatment from hospitals and these places are insane.
That we have, even
Is
though
he
they're
improving the economy?
yes, he is. This economy is better than the Trump economy. And I know that's tough to hear, but it's a truth.
It's
Isn't
so
inflation and gas prices through the roof?
Yeah, but
not only are inflation and gas prices gas was 180 when 170 or 160 when Trump was president. They're like $9, $8 now. Milk. I go to the grocery store. I used to spend. I would like be mad when I went to the grocery store and spend $30 and $50. I spend $200 per grocery run now for the same 12 items. Steak was like $14. It's like $32 over after 4 years. Milk, you went in, it was like $79.99. Milk is now $4. Chocolate milk. They love the blacks. Chocolate milk is like $7. How is this possible? Like, that's why I don't even understand the charts that say that things have only went up by like 79% or whatever. Things have literally been up, not like bacon went up by like whatever, like 90%, but it's went up more than 90%. I look at the bacon. Bacon used to be like what, $2? Now it's $8. I don't know where they're getting the 99%. It's went up like 350%. Like everything has went up by that price. How about the border, the wide open border, where they're just letting illegals come in every second, 15,000 illegals a day? What about the Joe Biden crime family, where he's corrupt beyond belief and literally took payments from all sorts of foreign countries that he does business with? How about all the documents that Joe Biden kept in his garage under his Corvette? How about he literally can't even breathe on his own? Like, I don't understand.
The economy is so good. I mean, look at the economy that he inherited from Donald Trump. Donald Trump inherited.
He inherited the greatest economy of all time from Donald Trump, the best president in U.S. history.
Well, because that was during COVID.
Well, okay.
Well, no, what he should have said there, not because it was during COVID, is because he should have said Biden locked down the entire economy and ruined it, and all the deep state trying to ruin Trump as president, all the deep state, Anthony Cuckbag Fauci, and all these scum of the earth rats who are scurrying around, they try to backstab Trump the entire time, and Trump still did an insane job.
That's the reality. It's reality.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon,
It's unreal.
and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Yeah, but
Donald
still,
Trump inherited.
like you said, that was a
Donald
crazy
Trump
time.
inherited an
That was a
economy.
once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
That's your words.
Okay, Donald Trump inherited an economy that was on fire, right? And then did not do well.
No, Obama's economy is complete garbage too. Every Democrat economy is the worst economy we've ever had.
COVID, though.
That was a
COVID
thing.
was a big part of it, but
Yeah.
still, that's the reality. And so
But it's hard to
Joe
Joe
Biden has taken a.
This is the type of guy to say that the coronavirus was formed by bats and not formed in the lab, 1 millimeter away from the lab.
COVID economy, which was terrible by your own admission.
But he
He
can't
is-
even stand up.
But it doesn't matter. We had a.
That matters.
No, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you why. Because
Other
we had-
world
we
leaders
had a
see him and
president-
they think he's weak.
We had a president who was in a wheelchair.
Well, he should get in a wheelchair. I think
we have-
fine.
Hey, we had a
leaders
president
of
who was in a wheelchair and he was terrible too, but at least he projected strength. FDR he's talking about. Or, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But that guy was terrible president too. We try to act like he's good. He was terrible president. The only thing he did good, he didn't do really anything good. I mean, he presided over World War II. But, I mean, he expanded the government insane amounts. Terrible. Dude, Joe Biden is so frail and, like, sickly and just, this guy he stutters under every single word he says. He can't put together a complete sentence. This guy, his favorite pastime is just having kids touch his hair on his leg. Like, this guy is the worst president we've ever had besides Barack Cuckbag, illegal Obama, who without a doubt was not born here and his wife's a man. But, yeah.
Other countries who don't have the physical.
He should have stopped taking the stairs, right?
What about? Are you guys gonna let me answer the question?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Get to know him later.
Yeah, I think that you are. I think you're being ageist, which was what I was trying to defend old people
Dude.
from the whole Nikki Haley comment.
Ageist?
I think that you're being ageist. I think that Joe
Dude.
Biden is a fine president. He's doing great
crumbling.
things for the country. I really do. Is he perfect? No. Is he perfect on immigration? Can he improve? Yes.
How about he's literally putting his political opponent behind bars or trying to and just making him more popular?
Was the Afghanistan pullout, not good? Yes.
It's so funny how he's listing all the bad things that Biden has done. There's not a single thing that he can list that he's done good, except literal lies, like the economy is good. Like what?
Yes.
Horrible.
But every president has good and bad moments. And so I think in this moment now, I would rather a president who believes in democracy and in the Constitution rather than someone who said...
He doesn't believe in democracy and the Constitution. He's weaponizing the justice system against his political opponents because he knows he can't win. He doesn't even run a campaign. He just lets the liberal media fucking lie about him every second of the day. Dude.
When I get in office, I'm going to, I'm going to go after my political enemies.
That's what Biden did.
I would prefer, a president who did not...
What about Hillary Clinton, who literally had 30,000 emails that were encrypted, that were that was completely fine to do. Just delete all those emails and delete the laptop and destroy evidence. That was completely fine to do. And then spy on Trump's campaign and then make up a fake dossier, the Steele dossier, to lie about Trump for 4 years that he was a Russian collusion when literally Biden and Hillary were the Russian collusion. Like, what the?
Incite an insurrection. I would prefer a president who did not have 84 charges against him.
Fake charges.
And, who didn't have cases. No. And who didn't,
Biden should have cases.
But the Bidens have had cases on them and people just cover them up. Like the Hunter Biden laptop.
Hunter Biden is not...
That's a true one.
The president. Hunter Biden has no influence on culture at all.
He has no idea what to say. Hunter Biden is not the president. Yeah, and Biden and him work together to sell out America.
He snuck blow into the White House.
He do cocaine in the White House.
Stuff happening in China,
And let's say, look, Hunter Biden is an issue, right? He's obviously a troubled person.
I want to party with him. Don't get me wrong, but
he has no influence on culture. He has no influence on government. He's it's interesting for the news media and for the right wing to, talk about. It's interesting palace intrigue, but it means nothing.
I just think we can't have a president that can't speak. Oh yeah, that's one. We can't. Don, we can't.
But here's the thing: you can find instances of Donald Trump not being able to speak.
No, he's a great speaker.
This guy goes to a rally and talks for 3 hours straight off the cusp without even reading the teleprompter sometimes. Like, what the? And he's hilarious, and he knows what he's talking about. Like, what? Like, this is what I mean. They straight up lie to your face. I just saw Joe Biden eating ice cream and falling down the stairs 17. He falls up the stairs. This guy falls out of his bed. He can't even talk. He's literally a gobbledygook moron and turning into goo. Like, we literally will watch video. They could watch a video and show this liberal scum, this leftist scum, a video of him stuttering 300 times in a row. And he will still make up some kind of complete lie and fabrication.
Wait, can I say
deny
anything?
I've talked to him personally.
He's a good speaker, but
I talked to him personally, I know, but he has his moments. I know him personally. I know Joe Biden personally. If I prefer someone who's going to put good people around him and who's smart enough to do that. The man is doing a good job. He has arthritis in his spine, so he has a little trouble walking. Okay, still a good
He's
president.
got arthritis in the brain.
A little?
Well, here's the other thing.
I don't agree.
So with the
He's got worse than arthritis in the
I encourage
brain.
you to go to the NELK Boys YouTube and check them out if you don't already know them.
Yep, and for my 4 followers, I encourage you to go check out Benny Johnson, a true American patriot. Absolutely legendary. And of course, some of the Maestro for Better Life, most importantly. And if you like my videos, make sure to sub, donate me to your granny, because I need somebody to make me foods, because Biden's prices are too high. I can't afford food anymore. And the Maestro never gives up. Bring arranged marriages back again.